The Rabbit and the Moon. The long grass tickled Rabbit's nose as he hurried after a small green frog that has leapt from the pond. He hopped quickly after the frog with a sudden leap, stretched out his paws. Rabbit just missed the frog as he tumbled through the meadow. He lay still for a minute on his back and noticed a large, shiny object in the sky. Rabbit bounced back to his feet and returned to the chase. He looked through the tall grasses of the meadow, but could not find the frog. In the distance, he saw a round, shiny object staring at him as the frog hopped by him. Rabbit turned and began his chase again. Just as he neared the frog, he pounced and once again found himself rolling along the ground and coming to a stop on his back. Again, the shiny object was there. "Are you chasing me, Moon?" Rabbit asked the round silver object. "You cannot catch me," he exclaimed, with a laugh as he hopped away quickly. He ran and he ran, but the rabbit could not escape the moon. "You will not catch me," Rabbit shouted. "I will catch you. I will climb to the top of the highest hill," said Rabbit. "Then I will have caught you." Rabbit ran to the highest hill he could find. He stretched out to touch it, but the moon was too far away. He jumped and jumped, but the moon rose higher still, and Rabbit could not reach it. But Rabbit did not give up. "I will get you yet," Rabbit cried. The next night, Rabbit remembered his promise. And Rabbit thought to himself, "If I go to the edge of the world, where the moon first comes up, I will be able to catch a hold of the moon as it rises." So Rabbit went to the place where he had seen the moon come up. When it began to rise, big, round, and yellow, Rabbit reached out for it, but he could not reach it. He jumped as high as he could jump. Still, he could not reach it, but Rabbit did not give up. The next morning, Rabbit went out to his thinking place to think of a different way to catch the moon. As he rested against an old oak tree, his eyes gazed up. He kept looking up and up and up. This tree was the tallest he had ever seen. Maybe if he climbed to the top, he could grasp the moon. But rabbits do not know how to climb trees. So Rabbit went to the best climber he knew, his friend Squirrel. "Hello," chattered Squirrel. "What are you up to?" "I am trying to catch the moon," answered Rabbit. "I want you to show me how to climb this oak tree so I can reach the moon." "This tree is not tall enough to reach the moon," Squirrel said. "I have been up to the top many times, and I have not been able to touch the moon. You need to go higher than the trees, like the birds," he said as he pointed his paw at a soaring eagle. "You need wings. Come to my house and we will make you some wings so you can fly to the moon." Rabbit and Squirrel spent the whole day making Rabbit's wings. They gathered twigs from the small tree near Squirrel's house and bent them into the shape of wings. They asked their friend, Eagle, for some feathers, which he happily gave them. Eagle always enjoyed a good chase. Then they pasted the feathers to the twigs using some tree sap from the nearby pine tree. Finally, by nightfall, they were finished, and Squirrel took Rabbit back to the old oak tree. "I will teach you how to climb this tree. When you get to the top, jump and flap your wings, and I will watch you fly to the moon," said Squirrel. "Then you will be able to catch it." Rabbit began climbing until he got to the top. There he jumped and flapped his new wings as hard as he could. But Rabbit saw that he was falling, not flying. He landed in the shallow waters of a nearby pond. Rabbit climbed atop a large rock and sat very still. His ears drooped. His nose barely twitched at all. As hard as he had tried, he could not find a way to catch the moon. For the first time, he was ready to give up. But then, Rabbit heard a voice behind him say, "I will help you capture the moon, Rabbit." Rabbit jumped with surprise. He turned around and saw a great flying bird, Flamingo. Flamingo had noticed how hard Rabbit had tried to reach his goal and how bravely he had struggled. Flamingo remembered his own desire to learn to fly and how others had helped. He decided he would help Rabbit. Flamingo said, Meet me tomorrow on top of the high hill. I will fly you to the moon." The next day, Rabbit was so excited that he was sitting on top of the hill by noontime. He waited and waited as the sun moved slowly across the sky. Finally, just as the sun slipped down in the west and the moon rose in the east, Flamingo swooped in on his great big wings. "Now I will get you," Rabbit said to the moon. "Hold tight to my legs, Rabbit," said Flamingo, "and I will carry you to the moon." Rabbit held on as tightly as he could, and Flamingo began to rise in the sky. Rabbit was heavy, and it was hard for Flamingo to carry him, but he flapped his great wings, and slowly they climbed higher and higher. Then Rabbit looked down at the earth, now small and far away. He felt a lump in his throat. He closed his eyes and held on even tighter. Rabbit's paws hurt. It was hard for him to hold on, but Rabbit did not give up. Finally, Rabbit felt something under his hind feet. "It's all right, Rabbit," said Flamingo. "We are on the moon. You can let go of my legs now." Slowly, Rabbit let go. His paws were stiff and sore. But as he opened his eyes wide and began to look around, he forgot how sore his paws were. For what Rabbit saw was even more grand than what he had dreamed. The stars glowed like fireflies in a summer meadow, so close he could almost touch them, and he could see all the earth below, green and blue, and beautiful, with the white clouds dancing in the skies and the great waters cradling the land. "Thank you, Flamingo," said Rabbit. "I have finally caught the moon." Flamingo noticed that he felt a little strange. His head did not hurt. His stomach felt good. His wings still worked, but his legs! Before his journey to the moon, Flamingo's legs were like those of other birds, just the right size to carry him about. But now Flamingo's legs were long and thin, stretched out from carrying Rabbit to the moon. And so it is today. Flamingo still walks on his stretched out legs, much longer than the legs of other birds. He is tall and proud. And Rabbit? Some night, when the moon is round and full, look very closely, for you can still see Rabbit there, holding on to the moon.